Oh, shit!
Hey yo, what it do, baby? It's your boy Dynamic, and today I'm bringing you a little commentary on this little game called Black Ops 2. But what we're going to talk about is not so much about the gameplay, but we are going to talk about something that has been on my mind since I made another video called, Will Robots Replace Humans? Or I think that's the title, it doesn't matter, but that's basically the whole premise. But basically what I'm going to talk about is, are jobs obsolete? And what I mean by jobs obsolete I mean not, well, basically in the future, not really going to be important, in the sense that if you guys know, the economy works in a certain way today where for a person to have things, for a person to be able to get money to pay for things, you need a job, obviously. And I guess I see that economic model collapsing within the next 30 to 40 years. I think it's not going to be like an overnight process. It's going to be a slow process. But the reason I think that this is going to happen is because of technology now. When I mean technology, I mean basically robots, machines, software, whatever it is that replaces a human's job. So you guys might be like, well, what do you mean replaces a human's job? Well, I don't know if you guys have noticed, right? But let's say you're in a supermarket and you're gonna pay. If you notice, there's probably only one or two cashiers working now in a supermarket, and in one of those, like a big supermarket, like ShopRite or stuff like that, or even Walmart, which is a huge company. And I see these, I don't know what, I forgot the names, but you go and you pay yourself. You pay yourself, you put the change in, or you put the cash in, or you put the credit card in, and you pay yourself, and you bag up whatever you bought yourself. That's what, I don't know, I forgot the name of those machines, but that replaces human jobs. I remember when I was a kid, going to the supermarket or going to any kind of store, big store, there would be 20 people working as a cashier. Now, most places that I go to barely have two. I mean, sometimes it's just one person working there, and then they have these 10 lines of the machines or computers where you pay yourself. And that's one example. Another example I could give you is the toll booths, where you drive up and you pay, I don't know, whatever it is to go into another state or cross a bridge or whatever. Like from New Jersey to New York, you have to pay, a toll. Well, when I was a little kid, there was like one Easy Pass there, which is basically you just drive your car right through it and it'll charge it to your credit card. Now, 90% of the lines are Easy Pass, and there's only one line to pay cash. If you go by that, then that means that all those people that used to have a job in those tolls, they no longer work in that. Well, most of them, because most of the jobs were lost to technology. Something was invented and those jobs were replaced. Which brings me to my next point. None of this is going to stop. All of this is going to keep accelerating. New technologies are going to get invented or are going to come to fruition that are going to allow this to keep happening. Basically, the easier jobs will be the first ones to get replaced. And which are basically the easier jobs? Well, the easier jobs are the jobs that young people usually do. For instance, that cashier job, usually people that graduate from high school work as a cashier or work at a McDonald's. And you guys might not even know it, but there's a company that invented a machine that actually makes burgers, that actually makes hot dogs. The actual machine is already replacing a human's job. So those jobs that young people have now, which is basically working at McDonald's or working at any fast food joints, there are already machines created that will be coming within the next, well, there's already places that are adopting these machines, but overall, as mainstream, basically they will be adopted within the next 5 to 15 years, and those jobs will be replaced. The first jobs that will be replaced completely are the easiest jobs to do. And you guys might be like, yeah, but technology creates new jobs, and it does create new jobs, but it doesn't create as many new jobs as the jobs that it's replacing. The jobs that they will create are higher skilled, more technical jobs, but let's face it, not everyone can be a robotics engineer. Not everyone can have that type of background or even knowledge or even have enough money to get an education, because how the world works today is that you need a job in order to get money to get things that are mostly already there. I mean, The world produces enough food. Well, not the world. The United States alone produces about 2,700 calories of food per day per each person on the planet. Meaning the food that is grown in the US is enough to feed the whole world. Yet, you guys don't understand how much food gets destroyed every day. And I'm not talking about we eat the food and well, we eat a little bit of food and then we throw our plate away, and then that food gets like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actual food that is produced. When there's such an abundance of food, guess what? They destroy it. And why do they destroy it? Because too much food in the marketplace creates a drop in the price of food. Oh, and we don't want to drop in the price of food because, that's horrible. That's horrible that food is cheaper, right? But no, we make that artificial scarcity, which basically means that it makes food a little bit more scarce on purpose. But we can obviously, as one country in the world, we can feed the whole world. Another thing that you guys might not know, that you see all these foreclosed homes. There's hundreds of thousands of foreclosed homes in the U.S., maybe millions. I haven't had time to research the number, but I know there's a lot. And people that don't have jobs, some people that want jobs and don't have jobs, and they have to live in shelters and stuff like that because they can't find a job for one reason or the other. There are hundreds of thousands of empty houses in the U.S. Foreclosed homes. You know what the banks are doing with those houses? Guess what they're doing? Just to get them off the books, just so that they won't have to even deal with the houses anymore. They're destroying the houses for nothing. They're just tearing them down. A house is obviously wealth, right? Wealth, because it takes somebody had to work in order to be able to pay to build that house. Somehow the house got paid for when it was built. Now that wealth got transferred, but the banks are basically destroying that wealth because they don't want to keep it in the books. So they would rather destroy a house than, man, that's the world we live in right now, to be honest. That is the world that we live in. The world is going to change. Jobs are obsolete. Japan is in a recession. The whole European Union is in a recession. Technology will bring the current economic model down to the ground. It's going to bring it down to the ground. Anyways, I had 30 plus kills, but my kills were reset by the end of the game. Look at my friends laughing because of it. Peace.